Hey y'all, what's up? Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, real quick, I want to talk to you guys about LaTocha Scott of Xscape. Okay, she's continuing to do interviews post show. Y'all know that she has an album out that she is continuing to push, all right, and continuing to promote. So I want to go ahead and check out her recent interview that she did with Kendra G over at WGCI. I want to, check that out because it seems like she has some things to say about Xscape and whether or not there'll be another season for her. She wanted to clear up the matters about her marriage being an open relationship versus open communication. And she also got a chance to touch on Miss Mona, honey. And I don't think Miss Mona is going to really appreciate what it is Tasha had to say. But let's go ahead, get it up on the screen so that we all could check it out. Okay, so let's go ahead. Get that up. Be sure to like the video as you guys come on in as we go ahead and listen to what Miss Tasha had to say.
075 WGCI, the Shy's #1 for hip hop and R&B. And like, you never know who's gonna stop by and hang out with the best damn morning show in Chicago. And today we have artist LaTocha Scott is in the building.
It's good to be here, man.
Man, it's good to see you. You brought all this beautiful weather with you.
I mean,
So let's talk about it. Gospel Project.
Yes.
Your label.
Yeah.
That's swag.
Yeah.
That's dope. Speak on that.
I mean, I've been in the game 30 years, and I learned a lot.
Yeah.
Becoming a student in the game, you have to understand what ownership is, and then also what investing in yourself is. And so that's what I did. I wanted to make sure that I owned my masters. I wanted to make sure that I had control over my music. And so that was just real big for me. And signing myself to myself,
That's gotta feel good. How much am I gonna pay me?
Yeah.
What you want, girl?
Yeah.
Well, I need this, that, and that. Well, we can't get that.
What you gonna do?
And then too, when it comes down to the creative part of it, you don't have to ask somebody, I think this song should be what it's gonna be. Like, I was able to put the songs out the way that I wanted to.
You ever Suge Knight yourself?
What
No,
you
you
mean?
gonna do
Suge
this.
Oh, yeah.
On this
Every
leg,
day.
blood.
You see, I'm in the building today. I'll be at that radio station. Yeah, that part.
We talked about that a second ago. We had Chloe Bailey here earlier this week, and I was saying a lot of artists don't do the radio run anymore. And you said you've been in the game 30 years, so we're around the same age. I remember being in high school singing "Kick Off Your School" and "Relax Your Feet."
Kick off your what? Your school. Kick off your school.
So what happened with SK?
Kick off your what? What the hell is
We like you, Solo.
Kendra, we love you down, but you can't answer you can't ask no question if you don't tell the people what you mean. Tell us and kick off your school. Girl, what is that? You mean your shoes?
Explain that for us, because some of us are like torn, because I like this run for you because it's all about you.
Yeah.
But the Xscape fan of me still wants to know you're a part of Xscape.
I'm definitely a part of Xscape. I created the name. That's the mothership. That's where I come from. I will never forget where I come from.
Okay.
But it's time for me to do music. I've always wanted to do music. I know Kandi.
So you
didn't
don't
wanna
think
do
the other
music,
ladies
but she
wanted to do
always felt
music?
like if we didn't surpass what we did in the
Okay,
beginning,
Tasha, I love. Girl, listen, girl, we talking about you. How you just hop from talking about what you wanted to do, you talking about being in Xscape and how you're still in Xscape. You always wanted to be in Xscape, whatever the case is. And then we jump into Kandi. How did we get here? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did we get here?
that's the mothership. That's where I come from. I will never forget where I come from. But it's time for me to do music. I've always wanted to do music. I know Kandi didn't want to do music.
Where-
She always
why?
felt like if we didn't surpass what we did in the beginning, then don't do it. But when I'm doing music, it's never predicated on sales. It's because I'm passionate about what I do.
Well,
Some
that's
of the
all you had
girls
to say.
was
You didn't
no,
even need to add Kandi
don't
in.
fall victim to what she's saying. I want to do music. So that's why I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to do new music?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's not, I don't want to do the old
Something
songs
different.
over and over
Yeah.
again. No.
So,
And I have something to say.
so why gospel?
Oh,
Like, what made
okay.
you choose the gospel?
Well, then when they start doing new music, all three of them, then they had something to say, okay?
Well, I mean,
You started
life.
secular.
Yeah. Well,
Come
I
on,
actually started in
secular.
the gospel
Okay.
world. That's where we're from. That's where I grew up. That's my inspiration. I grew up listening to the Clark sisters and so many beautiful people that came out in that time. And that's all I could listen. I was in church. Our religion was that.
Yeah.
So I brought that with me. If you listen to Living in Vain on the albums, it's because I brought a little bit of that with me when I went. But it's just part of who I am. That's my roots. So I'm going back to my roots. This is what I love. Even when I sing with that type of conviction because of my faith. And so it's about the music to me. It's about going back to God. I've had so many conversations with him while filming and just in life. So, you know, I have something to say when it comes down to the gospel part of it.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
You know what? I'm actually happy you broke that down because I didn't think about it. Like when you guys are on tour, it's just your past records.
Mm-hmm.
So this is more about your passion of you are a singer,
Yes.
you want to create. So that to me helps me live with this separate. It's like parents, you know, like you have
Really?
parents. Yes,
But what
because
about when people have to go to college? You got to go out and do other things. Like you can't just be stagnant. And I think sometimes we put that stigma on people, and that's kind of sad to think about it. But when God gives you a gift, it's not meant to just be like this. You should be able to kind of flourish and do some things you want to do. Not to say to leave, but sometimes you got to go break out a little bit and then come back.
are you guys in a friendship space right now? Because I think they might be in Chicago. I think literally today. I think they have a
Yes.
show somewhere else.
That's
So
what I'm hearing. Yes.
that's what you mean. That's what you hearing.
I didn't know anything about the show. Somebody told me about the show. That's just my truth.
So that's where we get confused as a fan because it's like, are y'all like you're in town, they're in town, there's a show tonight and you didn't know about it, so that means you won't appear. Y'all in the same city.
Yeah.
So are y'all talking? What are the conversations like?
They
are
ain't
y'all-
talking. They ain't having
y'all
no
family, so I
conversations
won't
at
say y'all
all.
enemies.
Right, no, we're
but,
not enemies.
Yeah, because you know that you're blood. But what is the state of y'all friendship right now? Because y'all both are in the
There
city.
is nothing.
And you said you heard they got a show tonight.
Yeah, I heard that they have a show tonight. I've been hearing that they have a show. But I was not invited to the show mainly because they're still dealing with a promoter that threatened my husband's life, and I said,
But this is my thing, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. It's tough to hear you say that you were not invited to the show when you already know that they're promoting it. It's nothing for you to find out about it. You didn't know anything about the show, but you know they still working with the promoter that you don't like. So if they're still working with the promoter you don't like, you wouldn't have shown up anyway if they gave you an invitation. So don't try and make them like look bad in my personal opinion by saying, oh, well, they didn't send me I never got invited because they're still working with X, Y, and Z, a promoter that I didn't like, whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? Like you trying to make it seem like they the bad girls or something in this situation. When, girl, you wouldn't have came
So I
anyway.
stand on what I believe in. So they continue to do the show. So I've been hearing that they have a show. But I was not invited to the show mainly because they're still dealing with a promoter that threatened my husband's life, and I said I'm not doing the show, so I stand on what I believe in. So they continue to do the show, so that's why I'm not doing the show.
But don't say you wasn't invited
Some
because
things
you
you gotta
chose not
just
to do the
stand
show.
That's who I am.
So you talked about talent
Yes.
and how you can't keep your talent in a box or
No.
in a cage, and you're stepping out on faith doing the gospel album. But talk about how your talent has also put you in a position to do a plant-based cookbook. Like
Yeah.
the whole singing thing, how it leads into a
Yeah.
lifestyle thing.
She's so small.
Like help a brother out, man. I need some plant-based cooking.
Well, you know, back in the day, I was always known as the fluffy girl from Xscape. You know, they would put that stigma on me, and I didn't like it. You know, I felt like my mother named me LaTocha, and that's just not what it was. And plus, I wanted a healthier lifestyle. So as I started to understand what eating was, and they talk about lifespan is actually health span, is what you put in your body. And I'm like, okay, so I stopped eating pork, stopped eating chicken, and stopped eating beef. And I saw the effects that it had on me, and it started to do cardio. And so I started creating my own little recipes. And then I got with my husband and my son, and we kind of just put some things together. So when we went on tour in 2017, 2018, we had so many people at the meet and greets, like, girl, like, what are you doing? You know, and I'm like, I'm just eating right. And then after that, 2020 came, and then, you know, the pandemic hit. And I'm like, Lord, I can't sing right now. I got to walk in my gift. How do I do it? And he was like, take to the cookbook. Everybody needs it. There's a purpose.
So you went cold turkey, no pun intended. No
Well,
beef, no chicken.
Yes, but I didn't do all at one time. It was
Okay.
baby steps. And so I like to tell
Yeah,
people that it's
'cause-
not just you just get rid of, because then you feel like you're being derailed.
Yeah, I like
and
a
you fall
good
short.
sandwich now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I wanted
okay.
to talk about that because I've tried the vegan lifestyle.
Okay.
I tried. As a skinny brother, it was making my head look big, my neck got small.
Oh, stop it.
And it might have been just because
What were you-
when I stopped eating meat, all I was doing was just eating the sides. So I didn't know what to replace the meat with.
Yeah,
so
that's a good
I'm
point.
sitting there eating broccoli and potatoes. Usually I have
Yeah.
a steak with that. All
Yeah.
I did was just take the steak out and I'm just eating broccoli and potatoes.
Yeah, but now they have like jackfruit. They have tofu.
Jackfruit
It's so
is
many
good.
different things that you
Yeah.
can do to get the protein and stuff that you need. There's a place
Tofu
here that I
doesn't
like
have to be
It's
bad.
called Can't Believe It's Not Me.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know if you ever heard
Yeah.
of it.
Yes, I
Yeah.
have.
I promise y'all. And then Native Foods, and then there's another
So
restaurant too.
vegetarian is nice out here too off 70.
There's so many different places that you can eat now. Back in the day, it was very hard, but now it's easier.
Is it?
Yeah, to eat.
You just gotta do your
I'm a
research.
vegetarian. I got
I
it.
never heard that.
I got it.
Now I'm with you on that, Miss Tasha, girl. I'm with you on that. That vegan cookbook might not be so bad.
Steak fries, but I want real steak cut and fried.
I can't.
Let's talk about the reality show. We were talking about it a little bit off the air, but you had it was a show with Xscape and SWV.
Yes.
And then, we saw the whole conversation. I know you're probably tired of talking about it, the whole conversation of money being stolen. But
Yeah.
the first question is, will you do another? Is there going to be a part 2 of this reality show?
Not gonna be part 2 for me.
Ooh.
You're not,
No, I mean when you come and you say 2 super groups are gonna be celebrated and it does not end that way, like you got everybody beefing on social media. The nerve of a black production company with Mona Me coming in and not celebrating black women. It's just tearing down, and the whole time, out of 7 women, I was being attacked every single day. So it's just that thing for me. Like when you say you're gonna do something, we should be able to do it. And I think the fans have been slighted, and shame on her, shame on the production for doing that.
No, but everybody else gonna be saying shame on you because they feel like you still took LaTocha, took Tamika money, which was $30,000. So the people still gonna be saying shame on you, and now you're over here, a bit deflecting and trying to blame Mona and say shame on Mona. I just kind of feel like you know what it was when you signed up. Like you already know how Miss Mona get down. You ain't been watching Love and Hip Hop and all of that, girl. She had to make this thing entertaining. You feel me? And y'all still was going to have some friction, but when your sister aired you out about the 30K, in all honesty, I don't really think the 30K came up that much more longer for real, but the fans definitely took it, and we definitely ran with it. You feel what I'm saying? And then when you would sit up there and play like you know what the hell was going on, the people was giving you the side eye. Because then you will also say that you didn't know what was going on when it came to Miss Kandi and how she was feeling all them years ago and stuff. So, girl, I don't know. It's just just accept whatever accountability you got on your end, instead of sitting up there trying to call out Miss Mona and saying shame on Miss Mona, because I really don't believe Miss Mona told Tamika to say what it is that she said. Mona ain't tell Tamika to say that. So you thinking that Mona could have edited that part out like she edited out so many other things? Girl, listen, if you want to call Miss Mona out, I'm calling her out for only giving us the few episodes that she did give us. Mona, you owe us 4 to 5 more episodes. Now, girl, you might have to start a season 2 with whatever the episodes and clips that you have remaining. Okay, you're going to have to come back to us with another maybe 6 episodes or something, because we know y'all got a whole lot of footage, all right? They ain't got to sign up for another season. Just use the footage that y'all already got, okay? Get that together. Let's keep going.
Get to a tour. We didn't get to music. So what
Was
was
that
the
not-
end goal? Like, what are we doing here?
did you guys?
Y'all did a performance. That was the end goal. The end goal really was that show. And then if the show worked out, then y'all would have gotten to the tour. But here's the gag for me. Y'all trying to make it seem like, or at least you're trying to make it seem like the fans made things much more worse. Girl, we watching what we see on TV and it already wasn't good. Y'all was already beefing. Coco was already over there. It's Coco. I could tell just off of watching y'all on the show, not the aftermath, just off watching y'all on the show that y'all wasn't going to go on any other tour outside of what was already listed. Now, before we came in and we hyped up, or I ain't even going to say hyped up, but before we came in and started to discuss what Kandi had to say about headlining and stuff, SWV was already feeling away. So, girl, it started to go downhill from there. Y'all didn't even need us for it to go downhill. So, y'all weren't finna go on no tour. So, yeah, what was it for? It was for that performance y'all did out there in Canada.
Did you guys film those scenes? Because, for me, I'm be honest, I have been approached for reality TV so many times, and I've always declined because I know what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we kind of know when you do reality TV, they're going to show the worst of you and not the best of you. So when you went in, were you not thinking they were going to try to find mess? Because that's what reality TV is.
Right.
Yeah, but we at the end of
You
the day,
filmed
we had
with
already
Bravo
gone
before.
through the worst of the times, with the first still kicking it.
Okay.
So we were getting past that. Did I have reservations? Of course I did. But when she started to say, "Hey, we're gonna celebrate y'all. Y'all gonna do a tour. We're gonna talk about how you do a show, how you got to do the wardrobe and the music." I'm like, that's beautiful, because sometimes you do have banter back and forth with that. But when you come in and I'm being attacked every day and it never got to the music.
That's not Mona's fault. I'm sorry, y'all. That's not Mona's fault that you were getting attacked every day. I don't think that's Mona's fault. Now, maybe Mona could have been wrong with some of the scenes that she used, but the fans, I feel like we decide and choose what's really going to be the bigger issues over some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know, girl. Y'all got to let me know y'all thoughts about that. And if y'all, too, would blame Miss Mona Scott Young as well for, you know, what Miss LaTocha Scott experienced this time around.
What was this all about? And none of the things that happened until we started filming. None of the craziness. So it's like, was it a setup? What do we do this for? So now, you know, you have families who have to heal.
I was gonna say, because this is your sister in real life. Like, we're enjoying you because of the music, but y'all got the same mama.
Yeah.
Like, how has this affected? And just to break it down for those, I think people who are aware, the whole $30,000 situation of you getting her money, she didn't get her money. I know you talked about it before, but just for the people in Chicago who just didn't hear that explanation, what is your side to that story? Because she claims money went to you and I believe your husband, $30,000.
I didn't take anything from my sister. I would never steal from her. Like I said before, a lot of the things that I saw was when it started to film. I never heard of this. Me and my sister been together all this time. We've done shows, made millions of dollars together. When the cameras come on, this was what happens. And so we still haven't gotten clarity. When somebody accuses you of anything, why aren't you talking to me?
Yeah.
Why are you saying things to other people? Why are you talking to people who have nothing to do with nothing?
Well, they say like
So
she
is this
talked
the
to
television?
your mama and everybody else.
I've
Why
heard
would she
tell
not
people
come to
that,
you?
when the show is over, it's going to be done. No, because you now have created a situation that I have to go and do what I'm doing now.
Right.
I didn't do anything.
It's animosity.
So, and I get it. You know, people always talk about ratings, and you know, I love watching, you know, the drama. But at the end of the day, for what?
Right.
Like, and I understand sometimes the truth. Nobody wants to hear the truth when the lie's more entertaining. So,
Well, see, it's hard to hear the truth when the truth come with, you know, receipts. You know what I'm saying? Or not hard to hear it when it comes with receipts. But if you feel like she lying, it's hard to not hear that when she comes to the front with receipts that appear as though somebody on that side took that lady $30K. Is definitely what it's giving, okay? And when she comes with somebody whose credibility is strong as hell, and that is a Tiny's mama coming to the front, ma'am. Like, girl, it's a giving. This is true. You feel me? But don't sit up here and try and make it seem like the show is, you know, has made y'all not talk. I want y'all to always remember, ma'am, you changed your number on your sister before this. So before we even saw it. So there was already issues there. And you really didn't have no intention on talking to your sister, connecting with her or nothing like that. Okay, this is just like even when the show started premiering, they started doing their rounds of interviews. She still hadn't talked to you. You feel what I'm saying? So, girl, that was all on you. That was a decision you had chose to make. Girl, at the top of filming, I don't even think she had your number around that time. But anywho, girl, y'all not finna put this on everybody else, okay? You have to take some of your own accountability there.
that's not, my soul is not for sale. That's all I can say.
Wow.
It's not.
So now you saying your sister sold her
I do
soul?
want to ask about your Maid Girl Foundation.
You know, I love how he comes back with it. Let's talk about something positive.
Yeah, let's talk about something positive, man. It's
Yeah.
really dope. The Maid Girl Foundation. What made you want to start that?
Just letting girls know and women know that there's a possibility for them to be great and successful. So many times we look in the mirror, we're not happy with what we see. I know I was one of the culprits for that. And we're beautiful, you know, in our own skin. And it takes time sometimes to realize that, but I want people to understand that I'm that possibility, and I want to help in any way I can. That's why I have the clothing line. I have the book. I'm doing gospel
Unique
music,
did
inspirational
say
things.
that.
That's
Not
what it's
Unique,
about.
but
It's
another
about
girl
still
said you
walking
had a
with purpose,
clothing
doing things
line.
positive. So I want to give back. I have my label. I want to sign artists.
One of your
I wanna
husband's
school
little
y'all on what it
friends,
really is, 'cause when
allegedly.
you sign a contract, it's not just getting money. You got to grind. You got to put the work in. So
You
just
said
being
y'all,
that.
So I know you said y'all. And I'm,
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, what you rapping?
well, you know, I
Singing.
might sing a little.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
Let me hear you. You got.
Oh my God.
Don't do it.
I sing
Girl,
because
if he don't stop his shit today,
I'm happy.
Okay.
And I sing
Oh my God.
I can't.
because I'm free.
No, sir. No.
Is
Come
I.
on.
He wouldn't even be able to play with me like this. For real, for real.
Come on.
And I know he watches.
He watches me. Come on.
So by that right there, one of y'all going to heaven, one of y'all going straight to hell. I want y'all to Chicago, y'all decide who. Look, before you get out here, I want to ask you this question. And listening to you talk, and you talked about your husband and everything, how it gets involved. So Monique has that kind of relationship with her husband where, do you think when people see you all on a unified front, it's kind of intimidating? Where like when you say, because like with my wife, I've had promoters call me to do a comedy show, and my wife is sitting right there and be like, "You want to talk business?" I say, "Well, whatever you telling me."
Tell her.
I mean, she gonna end up. You gonna end up giving her the check anyway. I just work for them.
Oh wow, I love it.
So what I'm saying is, do you think that's intimidating to little people when they might not necessarily have that dynamic in their household, and you all on a unified front and be like, whatever you got to say, you can say in front of him, and whatever you got to say to him, you can say in front of me because we do this together?
That could be intimidating, but when you are confident in your relationship and confident in yourself, it shouldn't be. But so many times I found that is true.
Yeah.
You know, even with me saying I have ownership, that's because my husband actually had the conversation with me. What you want?
Right.
What we doing? Right. And he's actually walking in.
The words make a difference. Always with words. It's not I, it's not you. It's like,
that's
what
right.
are we doing?
And that's why when they see us, we are a unified front. And I'm never going to apologize for that because he's been with me during the roughest times. I mean, we've actually been homeless together. So when you see that type of relationship and you see that type of bond, people don't respect it, and some people celebrate it. Some people don't.
Right.
But I'm cool with it because I know what we have at the end of the day. So
There it is.
the kudos to you for saying you bring your checks home to your wife. That's all.
Well, I don't have no choice.
It's giving. Yeah.
She can smell it. You had to show that they did. Come on. How much was it? It was only $1,500. You a lie? Come on. How much was it? Then my daughters are standing there. Come on, Daddy, you lying.
One more question I want to, because you've mentioned 30 years in the game, and I feel like, so you've been on all transitions. Like when you first started, it was all about music and talent. It wasn't about social media. It wasn't about what you ate today, who you talking to. It wasn't about your personal life. You just had to be talented. But now what you have is a talent, girl. We saw you woke up early in the morning just saying like it was nothing. But now we have a situation where personal life is involved. And this is tough because your husband's actually here, but you know the conversation that you alluded to online about having an open marriage. Yeah. And then a lot of people were wanting to get further details. And I hate that you even have to talk about it, but when you go on social media and when you say that, people now dive in. Yeah. So just for like clarity, is it an open marriage? Can your husband be with another woman and tell you first? Or is it not that? And I know it's tough. He's in the room.
I'm glad Cringer is asking more about
we
this.
talk about everything. That's the strength of our relationship because we communicate, and that's what I was trying to get to. If you notice, I was very emotional during that time. Right. It was a lot going on. My sister and I were trying to heal. My mother was calling. So I had a moment. Nobody was around me, and I went to social media, and I said my feelings. And I kind of got choked up with words, and I did say those things, but that's not what it was. We have open communication, and it's in the privacy of our bedroom. Okay. So people did get it misconstrued, but at the end of the day, I don't care anymore with people.
So then y'all do have an open relationship. Okay, that's fine.
But we know what we have, and I'm cool on that.
We have open communication in the privacy of our bedroom. Girl, cut it the entire dog out. It's
I'm happy
open.
I'm talking to you because I understand this solo moment, how it's so important is to you. For me as an Xscape fan, of course I want to see y'all all together. Yeah. But I believe y'all all will still come back together. It's like, to me, it's like the Bobby Brown moment. Like, I got to go and I got to do this for me. But just like we saw a New Edition a couple weeks ago, all together, it's going to make better music, better moments. I do see y'all Xscape all for y'all back on stage.
But can I add this, though? Yeah. At the end of the day, I've championed everybody's success. When Tiny did her EP, I was right there, front and center. My sister did her EP. I was not included in any of that. Kandi did her music. This is my first time actually getting ready to do something on my own. And it feels good from a perspective of a woman being empowered. You know what I mean? And then at the same time, I will never leave the group. That's not what it's about. I'm just doing me for now. That's it.
So you're not going to show up tonight?
I mean,
no, she not. Stop. She not.
You come out.
She not gonna show up, and she don't need to show up. She's not booked to show up, so she ain't gotta show up. Don't let her show up. That's fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's let y'all start. And then you come out. And everybody going crazy like, Xscape.
They still traveling with your outfits, girl. I'm just saying.
Could you do us a favor though before you leave? First of all, gospel album coming out. When is it dropping?
The album is already out.
Okay.
The album is called The Invitation, A Conversation with God. It's already 3 singles out. Yours, Stay With Me, and Afraid. I'm not sure if y'all saw that video or not.
Now,
But yeah.
I would just like you. Could you give us a little something that absolves Zach from going to hell?
It's
He
him
going
not
to hell for
even.
what he did earlier.
He didn't even look at the video, girl.
So could you sing
He
over
didn't
him?
watch
I'm
it.
gonna hold my hands over him while you
She
sing.
said, I don't know if you watched it, and he skated right past
a little
that.
something.
I'm trying to get signed.
Zach, hold on.
I'm yours.
I
Take
can't.
me, use me
That's right.
as you please.
Don't sing Zach to hell.
I can't.
I'm happy for you.
Yes,
I'm happy for
Yes,
you.
man.
Yes.
One more time, LaTocha Scott. in
All
the
right,
house.
y'all.
Make sure y'all go grab the new album. Thank you.
So there we have it. Miss LaTocha Scott did the more recent interview with WGCI. I want to hear you all's thoughts and comments about the overall matter. I really want to know if you guys feel as though Miss Mona Scott is one of the people to be blamed primarily for a lot of the drama that we got. I also want to get y'all thoughts on Tasha furthering, or shall I say, Tasha continuing to clarify for people that may not understand her open relationship / open communication in the bedroom style relationship. Okay, y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below, honey. I'm Jamie, that's me. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JamiThatsMe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.